Hello guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I was inspired by Christian Dominic's pumpkin spice latte look that she had up on her channel. The palette I'm using for this look is the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette. The first shade that I'm going in with in my crease is Peachy Keen, and I'm dabbing that quite a few times to build up the pigment, and then I'm just using what's left on the brush with no product to just blend it out to give it that seamless kind of look. And I'm bringing that slightly into the corner of my eye to give it a rounded smoky look. The next colour that I'm going in with is called Fired Up from the same palette, and I'm taking this slightly higher than the crease colour, and again I'm going really light-handed with this so that it looks really blended and smoked out. Keep building up the colour until you're satisfied with the intensity of the colour. Again, I've gone back in with that first colour, which was the Peachy Keen one, because sometimes when you're adding a second colour on, you lose the pigment of the first one, so it's important to keep building up the colours again. So you might find yourself going back and forth between shades a lot just to get the right amount of colour. Again, back in with the second colour, Fired Up, to build that intensity back up again. So now I've gone to the P. Louise original palette, and I've taken the yellow colour out from her palette, which is, I believe it's called P. Louise. So now I've gone in with Black Magic, and I'm just going to put that in the outer V of my eye, and I'm taking it slightly into the crease so that when I do eventually cut the crease, a little bit of the black peeks out from the corner. Just building up that colour, so keep dabbing on the colour until you get the desired amount of pigmentation that you want. The colour that I used next to the black is Fired Up again, so I'm taking all the colours from the crease back onto the eyelid. And then I've just got a thin little brush to try and mesh the black and the Fired Up colour together, just to make it look a little bit seamless. And you want to go really light-handed with this again so that it doesn't distract the colour pigmentation, you're just merging the two together. Again, back in with the back and tapping it on again just to build up the colour again. And then blending the two colours again. So I used the Makeup Revolution concealer to cut my crease. I was there cutting it for ages, so I edited it out just to keep it quick. And then I'm using just a very fine brush to make sure that the shape of the cut crease is as perfect as can be, because sometimes the brittles can leave a little ruffled mark. I lost a bit of the colour from cutting the crease, so I'm just building that colour back up again. That was the Peachy Keen colour that I'm putting back next to the black. Next to that colour, I'm then going in with Fired Up. And sometimes because of the wet concealer, it gets a little bit hard to place the shadow on, so you just need to be patient and keep dabbing on top. The next colour that I'm using is called Bright Eyes. I put a bit of the colour onto my brush and then I spritzed it with the Max Fix Plus. Sorry, couldn't get my words out then. And then finally in the inner corner of the eye, I used a shade called Pop Star. It's a little bit like a goldy greenish metallic colour. For the lower lash line, I'm firstly going back in with Peachy Keen, running that across the bottom lash line. And then I'm just dabbing it to build up the intensity. I'm then going in with Fired Up, and I'm going to take that slightly lower than the first colour that we put down. Because again, you want to see the colours. There's no point putting two colours on top of each other. You just lose it. And then finally I am going in with that yellow colour from the P. Louise palette, and I'm taking that lower down so we can see the colour run from the brown to the orange to the yellow. I used the NYX Waterline pencil and this was in the shade Gold, I believe. And then I'm going in with the Maybelline eyeliner. I didn't want the eyeliner to be overpowering from the colours, so I kept it quite small. But from where the black eyeshadow is, I went quite deep on that side to kind of build the intensity of the black up as well. For the inner corner highlight, I used Light of the Party. It's not blinding, but it's fine because I didn't want it to distract away from the bright colours that we're using. And then moving on to the base, I already had my foundation on, so I just put some contour on, which was the Sleek Makeup Contour Palette in medium dark, I believe. For blush, I used the NYX Sweet Cheeks palette and I mixed up all the pinky colours, so I just swirled my brush around in it and then I just dabbed it onto my cheek. And then for my lip liner, I used the NYX Cosmetics Club Hopper lip liner. I went quite dark with the lip liner because I wanted it to be a very dark brown lip. For lipstick, I went in with the L'Oreal matte lipstick, which was the Cheryl Cole collaboration called Stripped Brown. And finally, the lashes that I used were Girls with Attitude Fantasy Lashes. And there you go, that's the complete and final look. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed the video. I tried to keep it as in-depth as possible. Please like, share, subscribe, and give me any feedback that you think may be helpful.